Chapter 2, Polynomial. First, what is the polynomial? Polynomial is always it is an expression of the form that p of x is equal to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus dot dot an xn, where an does not equal to 0 and its degree is n. This is the expression of the polynomial. So always it can also be written as p of x equal to, this is the highest power. You can write the highest power at the front, that is an xn plus a2 x2 plus a1x plus a0. This is it can be written as in this form also. Now what are the a1, what are the a0, a1, a2, an? These are the real number. So a0, a1, a2 dot dot n are real number. All these are real number. Now let's write an example, that is means the equation, in the equation there will be x. Polynomial means the power have to be in the form of a natural number. So example 2x square plus 1, this is also polynomial. 3x plus 2, this is also polynomial. Root x plus 2, this is not a polynomial because here the power is half, means the power has to be a whole number. N, or here n is given, so the power has to be a natural number. So this is a n polynomial. These are the example of polynomial. Now come to the types of the polynomial. First, linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. What is linear polynomial? Linear polynomial is a polynomial whose degree is a polynomial of degree 1. A polynomial of degree 1 means whose highest power is 1. So 2x plus 1, you have to check the power of degree, means, or you have to check the power of x. Here see what is the power of x, nothing is there, means 1. So this is a linear polynomial. Another example, root 2 x plus 2, this is also polynomial. See, you have to check not the number, you have to check the power of x. Here root 2 also real number, and x, here the power of x is 1, so this is a linear polynomial. After that, after linear it will come quadratic polynomial. It's already studied in a class 9. Quadratic polynomial. What is a quadratic polynomial? A polynomial of degree 2. A polynomial of degree 2. So, you can write any example, or here there is in the in the linear polynomial it can be written as p of x is equal to ax plus b. See, here highest power a cannot be 0 because in front of x it cannot be 0. So this is a general form. For the quadratic equation, the general form, it will be p of x is equal to a x square plus b of x plus c, comma a cannot be 0. So you can write any example. Here only you have to know that the highest power highest power of x has to be 2, that is square, or 3x square plus 5x minus 1, this is one example. Another example, root 2 x square plus 6x minus 7, this is also polynomial. And see why it is a quadratic polynomial, because see, you have to check the highest power of x. Here highest power of x is 2, here also highest power of x is 2, so it is a quadratic polynomial. After quadratic it will be cubic. cubic, cu cubic polynomial. A polynomial of degree 3. A polynomial of degree 3 whose general form is p of x is equal to a x cube plus, this is cube, x cube plus b of x square plus c of x plus d, comma a cannot be 0. Write an example where only you have to maintain that x highest power 3. So example 2x cube minus 3x square plus 8x plus 1. Another example root 2, you can root 2 x cube minus 2x square plus y minus 8. This is a cubic polynomial. After that it will be biquadratic. Bi means 2, quadratic means highest power 2. So biquadratic it will be x to the power 4. Biquadratic polynomial. Biquadratic polynomial. A polynomial of degree 4. A polynomial of degree 4. Example, its general form is p of x is equal to a x to the power 4 plus bx cube plus cx square plus dx plus e. Only this front part cannot be, the rest b, c, d can be 0, but this a cannot be 0. A does not equal to 0. Example 2x to the power 4 plus 3x square 3x cube minus 5x square plus 9x plus 1. Another example 4x to the power 4 minus 5x to the power 3 plus 6 x square 6x square minus 8x plus 3. The example, there are lots of examples you can write by yourself, only you have to maintain the degree. When you write the linear, means when the what is at a linear, the highest power, you will going to check the highest power of x. So when the highest power of x is 1, that time it is a linear. Cubic, after linear it will be quadratic. Quadratic when a polynomial of degree 2, when the highest power of x is a 2. And you have to remember the general form also. General form, the linear polynomial, that is ax plus b. And quadratic, that will highest power is 2, its general form is ax square plus bx plus c. And cubic, its highest power is 3. Sorry, I made a mistake. When the highest power is 3, it is a cubic. General formula, p of x equal to x cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. The front part cannot be 0. Biquadratic, when the quadratic when the polynomial of a polynomial of degree 4 is a biquadratic. Highest power 4 and a cannot be 0, means in front of coefficient of x to the power 4 cannot be 0. Now what is the zeros of a polynomial? Zeros of a polynomial. Zeros of a polynomial. Polynomial is written in the, always polynomial is written in the form of p of x. When let's say p of x, let us take any number, that is ax plus b. Let's take a linear form. When you put the value of, means here instead of x there will be one value, let's say alpha. When p of alpha equal to 0, then alpha is a zeros of the polynomial. Then alpha is zeros of polynomial. What does it means? Polynomial. When did you take any values of, means if you take any value of x, means let's consider when you have a, this is a equation. In this equation if you put the value of x, then the result came to 0, then it is a zeros of the polynomial. Okay, let's write one example. Let's take a p of x equation, that is, this is a equation x square minus 2x minus 3. So let's say it's given that p of minus 1. Let alpha be minus 1. So alpha is given minus 1. So p of minus 1 we are going to check. If the result came to 0, then it will be zeros of the polynomial. So instead of x, now put minus 1. So minus 1 whole square minus 2 into minus 1. Whenever it is the minus, give the bracket. This we call a parenthesis. The name of the brackets are, this is the parenthesis, this is curly bracket, this is box or big bracket. These are the brackets we have. So this is the parenthesis. So whenever there is a negative, there is a minus, you have to give the parenthesis. So this is minus 3. Now let's see what is the square of minus 1. Minus 1 square means double. Minus 1 into minus 1. So it will give 1. So it became 1. Minus into minus plus. Minus into minus plus, it will be 2. This minus 3 will come as it is. So it became how much? 3 minus 3. So the result is 0. So also alpha equal to minus 1 is the zeros of the polynomial. Alpha equal to minus 1 is zeros of polynomial. Relation between the zeros and coefficient of a quadratic polynomial. First, what is a quadratic polynomial? Quadratic polynomial, there is p of x, general equation a x square plus bx plus c. A does not equal to 0. This is a quadratic polynomial. Now, what is the zeros of the polynomial? Whenever you find the values of x, see, when the it's how many value of x you are going to get. When it's depend on the power. Where here what is the power of x? Here you have the power of x 2. So if you solve this equation, you are going to get two values of x. One we will consider as alpha and another will be considered beta. Now for finding the value of x, you will going to get two formula. One, that is which you solve in the lower standard, that is by the middle term. By the middle term you can find the value of x. Another you are going to study in this chapter, that is directly formula. If you are not able to find the value of x by the middle term, then you have to go by the formula. If you want, you can go directly by the formula also, but there will be square root. It may be give a little bit complicated. So if you are not able to find by the middle term, then you will go by the quadratic formula. First, now what is the coefficient? Coefficient means in front of x or in front of the x square there are the coefficient. Here what is the coefficient of x square? What is the value of number in front of the x square, that we call it the coefficient. So this is the in front of x square, so a, this is the coefficient of x square, and this is the coefficient of x, and this is the constant. This is the coefficient of x square, this is the coefficient of x, and this is a constant. Now we have to find a relation between zeros of the polynomial. These are the zeros of the polynomial. Why it is a zeros? After finding the value, means after solving this equation, you are going to get only two values of x. Only two. Why it is a 2? Here the highest power is 2, so you are going to get the two values of x, that is represented as a alpha and beta. So these are the zeros of a polynomial. Zeros of polynomial, that is alpha, beta, and coefficient a, b, c, and you have to find a relation between this. So sum of zeros, sum of zeros. Sum of zeros means, sum means adding. You are going to add this sum, alpha plus beta. Another, product of zeros. Product means multiplication. Product of 0, alpha into beta. And again sum of zeros. Now it is direct, by this is the addition. Now we are going to find direct formula. A sum of zeros equal to minus v by a. See, where is the b? The coefficient of x. This is the formula, minus this will be x, this will be formula minus b, this coefficient of x. A is a coefficient of x square. It can be written as minus coefficient of x, coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square, coefficient of x square. This is a sum of 0, and this will be, result will be same. This sum of zeros means after finding the zeros of the polynomial, if you add these two value, that result, and if you write minus b by a directly from the equation, these two results are same. That's the relation of the zeros and the coefficient. Now for the product of 0 equal to c by a. C is a constant term divided by coefficient of x square.